Hey, thank you for tuning in. I've been good, how have you been? Today we're gonna make some shiz at ARTOBRIX.
Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Alright, today we're going to be showing you a little creation I've been working on. This is a Lego, my own creation, a MOC, that I designed in the Lego Digital Designer program, offered free from the Lego group. I suggest downloading it and having some fun with it. It's really fun to just play with pieces you may not have in real life. So this is something I took a few hours on to build and design, and I'm going to show it to you now. Alright, so time for the piece of the resistance. Wow, okay, cool. So what do we have here? Let me just center this. Alright, so this is kind of like a little basement dweller bedroom. Like some gaming nerd or neckbeard type thing, I guess. I don't know. Just some guy who, you know, it's a room of just a basement dweller nerd, it looks like. Let me show you some of the details. First off is the bed. I'm showing you it first because it took me the least amount of time, and I think it's probably the least interesting thing in the room. But it was still kind of fun to build. And it resembles a blanket that I actually have. It's kind of mimicking the Hudson Bay blanket. Normally the Hudson Bay blanket would have a blue stripe. This one only has the three green, red, and yellow stripes. That's very similar to the blanket that I have and you know, drew inspiration from to build this sheet for this bed. Next is the carpet. Again, it's very simple, just a checkered pattern with you know, some tiles just colored differently. Two colors. I mean, it's very simple to build if you want to do that in real life, but it kind of just makes that part of the room feel less empty, and that's why I put it there. Next is a dresser drawer that I spent quite a bit of time making, and making sure that these drawers would actually slide out in real life if this was to be built with real Lego. You can see on the inside I threw in just some stuff, so that'd be like a letter and maybe money. I don't know how to add textures, so I can't have the Lego money sticker on it, or printing. I don't know how to do that. Maybe something I could figure out in the future, I don't know. Next, I'll show you, maybe give a little story here, I guess. So imagine, you know, the guy's at his gaming PC, and he's hungry. So he's obviously got some food and drink right next to him at arm's reach. So he's got, you know, green beverage that he's obviously polished off at least 1, 2, 3 of, one of which has his lovely fedora resting nicely on top. Alright, so he also has his pie and chicken right there because he's a hungry man. You know, gaming works up quite the hunger. And that brings me to the gaming area, the battle station. I thought this was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun to build. The monitor, I'll start with there. You can see I'm using a bottle as kind of like a monitor stand resting on a dish, 4x4, I believe it's a 4x4 Lego piece. Just a little 1x1 clip, a little 2x2 piece with stud, and then everything builds off that with, you know, more studded pieces. Yeah, the keyboard's just a simple 2x4 tile, black. It'd be nice if it had a printing of the keyboard keys. Lego does make one in 1x2 at minifig scale, but this room is definitely not minifig scale. You can see it's kind of more like the old school Technic minifigure size. Like, I think he would fit perfectly in this chair. But I don't know if they still make that minifigure anymore. Anyways, back to the desk. You can see here, this is a simple 1x1 tile, round tile, with a flat edge for the mouse and the computer. So this is kind of like, you know, it's kind of similar to the Corsair gaming PC rigs, I think, personally. It's got the cool side openings so you can kind of see inside, see a little bit of the detail. This thing is just a thing, just to add some more visual, you know, difference to it, because, you know, when it's all black, it just kind of looks like a big blob of black. But I like the grill plates because, again, it adds kind of more texture to the piece, and makes it more believable as a gaming PC. Next is the computer chair. This thing is a beast. Look at this. So I started off with a completely different base with round casters, and that would have ended up being a smaller chair. So really, I started this whole mock with this chair, and that kind of set the scale for everything else. So the chair just kind of got out of hand. I spent a little too much time on this chair, I would say, but I just kind of went with it and decided to make a whole room around this chair and this desk and this whole gaming rig. You can see I'm using the rubber hose as arms. This wouldn't be really practical in a real Lego set because those arms would just be flailing all about and maybe not actually stay in the arm shape that you would want. This here you can see a cool little headpiece on a hinge. I thought there's a lot of detail here. It's, you know, obviously it's Lego, so it doesn't look the most comfortable to us, but I'm sure to a Lego dude it would be just fine. This piece here I think makes the entire chair what it is. You can see it's kind of just a car bumper, you know, which I thought just made the chair that much cooler and more believable as a chair that's been manufactured and sold in the chair store. I don't know. Oh, and then I tried to mimic, you know, the up and down piston as much as possible. So this is just a bunch of Lego pieces together. It's kind of the Technic bits. There's a Technic axle in there with the sleeve, I guess you'd call it, to go on it. The tubing, the sleeve, the Technic tube to go on the axle. So that's the chair. Again, it's pretty cool looking. Next is the bookshelf here. This was a lot of fun to build. I started with just the bottom shelf here, working on the books. These are all just 2x2 bricks colored differently, ending with a 2x2 tile at the end. Just that smooth, again, showing less and less brick. I'm going crazy there. Alright, I just kind of copied and pasted that on top here to have another bookshelf with just different colored books. Next is probably the coolest part of this mock, I thought, was just the display. He's a nerd, so he displays some cool nerdy stuff. He's got a guitar here. At this scale, it definitely wouldn't be a full-size guitar to whomever would be sitting in this chair. It's kind of more like a Guitar Hero guitar, possibly, or, you know, maybe it's just a cool little model he has that he enjoys displaying. I thought it looks cool. I like the fact that you can color the pickups and tuning pegs and volume knobs and stuff completely different from the body, and it really makes the guitar pop. I thought that was kind of neat. The next shelf up, you can see he's got his lightsaber on display. He's a nerd. He's got the lightsaber, and you can see on top, as I'll get to, there's some more Star Wars helmets up there. Next is the samurai sword. I kind of had some trouble fitting this one in, but it worked out pretty well. It looks like the swords may not be touching this one-by-one clip piece, but it's from, you know, the right angle. It looks pretty cool, and it looks like this clip piece is holding up the sword properly, and I like it quite a bit. The reason why I kept the lightsaber with just one clip is that a lightsaber would just burn right through the clip. Why would you want two clips there? That doesn't make any sense. Alright, so the top shelf here is what I thought was pretty cool. I was inspired to do this from a previous set I had seen on reddit.com/ourlego, the Lego subreddit. Someone had posted a set there that used minifigure helmets as display pieces, kind of like collector's display pieces, and I have to find that mock again because I want to give him credit for that, because I ever since I saw that photo, I was like, I have to use that in a mock, and I thought it'd be pretty cool to use it in this one, and I think it works out perfectly at this scale because those look more like display helmets now instead of you know, minifigure helmets. So I thought that was pretty cool. Coloring Lego minifigure helmets in Lego Digital Designer is not the easiest thing. These are all one piece, so they stick to whatever color they are. I wanted just a standard Stormtrooper helmet, but the one that they had, I couldn't have black eye areas, so it just didn't look right as a solid white helmet. But these showed the black because underneath is just a black minifigure head, which the helmet is resting on. So yeah, like, again, I thought that was pretty cool, and I think it really, you know, helps finish the room and make it kind of more believable as just a basement dwellers, gaming slash nerd hangout slash, you know, basement bedroom den, neckbeard den, I guess. The little detail on the wall with the bricks and stuff, that was just kind of fun. I didn't want just a solid gray wall. I wanted some texture and difference there, so I went with the bricks showing through, which was I thought kind of cool. And yeah. Oh yeah, the last thing here, the window, again, just to show it's in a basement, and the spider web was just to fill this area of the wall and kind of give the illusion that maybe he just doesn't take care of his room as much as he should. However, his bed is perfectly made and looks amazing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the Lego bedroom, basement dweller, gamer room that I created, the MOC that I've created, and I hope you like it. If you do like it or have suggestions for future builds, please subscribe to me, leave a comment, and tell me exactly what would be interesting to see in terms of builds, and I'd be happy to, you know, maybe sit down and build something. I'm always looking for new ideas, and just let me know. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Oh, and one last thing, if I happen to find the inspiration I got or that I used for these helmets, I will definitely post that link in the description of the video. Please check that out, and give him all the credit he deserves, because I thought that was really cool. Oh, one last thing, I've dabbled in rendering this in a more hyper-realistic form. Apparently you can, well, not apparently, you can export and convert LXF files to .pov files for this program called POV Ray, which then renders your LXF file that you've created in Lego Digital Designer into this really cool rendered image with like realistic lighting and textures, and it just looks beautiful. And yeah, so I'll show you guys that right now, actually, and end the video on that note. So again, thanks for watching.